Good morning, everyone. I am Ransdale Kapuya, and I will be one of the reporters for today's discussion. For today's discussion, I'm going to report one of the renowned folk dance in our country, which is Subli. Before we go proceed to the discussion of what Subli is, I'm going to give you some outline or delineation of what to expect in this discussion. So the first one is we're going to discuss the history of this dance. So it is divided into two segments. The first one is what is the meaning of the subli, or it covers the etymology of this word. The second one is the origin of the subli or the dance itself. Next one is we're going to discuss also the nature of the dance. Next is what does the dance represent? The fifth one is what is the time signature of the dance? And lastly, we're going to discuss the two important things that describes or define folk dance as a play. So without further ado, let's start. So the first one is what is the meaning of the suble? The term suble owes its meaning to two Tagalog words, subsob, meaning to fall with the head, and bali, which means broken. Hence, the dancers appear to be lame and crooked throughout the dance. So in short, the term suble is the combination of the two Tagalog words, subsob, which means fall with the head, and bali, which means broken. So it makes sense now that the name or the term suble also represents the two Tagalog words because these two Tagalog words are the main themes of the dance, or it tells us it tells us the basic stepping of the dance. The subli is a form of religious ceremony which originated in the barrio of Alitagtag in Baoan, where the Holy Cross, the patron saint of Baoan, was found. Formerly, it was danced only in that barrio and at the front of the Holy Cross, but it is now danced everywhere. So we can see that, or we can observe that this dance was really not meant for the Philippines or for the entire country because it originated only and it was only performed in that certain barrio in Alitagtag in Buan, Batangas City. The suble is a traditional folk dance of the Philippines which is still quite popular today. It is a ceremonial worship dance honoring the Holy Cross or Mahal na Poong Santa Cruz in Filipino and is celebrated around a large crucifix which has an image of the sun in silver at its center. The history, or where did it originate? The dance of Subli originated in the barrio of Ifdingin in Ilatagtag, Batangas, approximately 300 years ago, but soon spread to barrios throughout the area. The Sublian Festival was started by the city mayor Eduardo de Macuja on July 23, 1988. On the annual observation of the cityhood of Batangas City, the objective is to renew the practice of the suble. A suble is represented during a feast, a ceremonial worship dance in honor to the Holy Cross. So this suggests us that this version is originally a ritual dance that is only performed by the natives of the Batangas city. It is only performed during a fiesta as a ceremonial worship to the town's icon, which is the Holy Cross, or in Tagalog, Mahal na Poong Santa Cruz. Now let's have the nature of the dance. According to a research made by Dr. Elena Mirano, the word suble came from the old Tagalog word suble, meaning salisi or exchange of place. Subli is the dance portion of a devotion performed in honor of the Mahal na Poong Santa Cruz. So we can see that earlier we have discussed that the term suble was originally or was coined from two Tagalog words, which are the subsob and bali. But recently, it was found by one of the researchers or one of the teachers or professors in University of the Philippines, Dr. Elena Mirano, that the word soble was actually from the word soble, which means exchange of place. It just fits right with the folk dance because the folk dance also features an exchange of place during a performance. Aside from that, aside from the exchange of disagreements of what is the origin of this word, Um, what's important for the nature of the dance is the folklore that accompanies the dance. Because years ago, there was a story of a wooden and a doll that can't be moved, and it was only moved. They were only moved by the dance suble that was performed by the natives of the Batangas City, and though that story was passed from generation to generation, and that's why we can still see now, it's still evident that this dance still remains a quite popular, not just in Batangas City but all throughout the country or the Philippines. Now let's talk about the representation of the dance. According to Marie Emma, the Subli is not just a dance, it is made up of a long sequence of prayers in verse, songs, and dances, which are performed in a set ceremony. It tells the story of Manon Billy or early dancers who traveled far to search for the cross. So when dancing the Suble, it wasn't just only meant for the town's icon, the Holy Cross, but it's only meant for the early tribes who were the first one to conquer or to ensconces or settle in the Batangas city. They recall the journey of these early tribes who went through different hills, rivers, just to settle in that particular area or in that barrio itself. So part of the confusion reading the history of Sublet stems from the religious aspects. While crosses were obviously a symbol in Philippines in ancient times, much of the symbolism of the dance itself is based in Christianity, which is why it is thought that much of the tradition of the Sublet dates from recent Spanish rule times. What is the time signature of the dance? The song is in the tempo 116 BPM with time signature of 4 over 4. At 116 BPM, it an allegretto, which means that the tempo is fairly brisk. The subli consists of a long sequence of prayers in verse, songs, and dances performed in a fixed sequence. The verse recounts the first journey of the early Manunuble or subli performer through the fields, hills, and rivers of Batangas in the search of miraculous cross. Sections of verse are sung to a fixed ponto or skeletal melody, which may be elaborated on in a different way by a different subtitro. So during the dance, the ladies dance in a circle and with graceful movement of the wrist, and their fingers grazing their hats and alampais, which are the triangular scarf worn loosely over their shoulders. On the other side, for the male dancers move in a weak but dramatic movement with tortuous and twisting motion in between and their ground shoulders. Now let's go through the two aspects of dance that defines the dance. That's what makes the dance a suble, the costume and the music. So we have different costumes for men and of course for women as well. So for men's costume, the attire worn includes the barong Tagalog and red trousers. So as you can see, the picture in the illustration. For the women, the attire worn mainly includes the balintawak dress, tapis, panyo, and a buri hat. And lastly, the accompanying music. The music has a rhythmic melody to dance with. One performance is equivalent to 2 to 3 minutes. The first part of the dance, which is the individual couple dance, is accompanied by kalatong, a bamboo instrument struck with two bamboo sticks, and drums of various sizes made of goat skin. The second type of the dance has two parts, music A and music B. So here's a video for more comprehension about the Subli folk dance.
the first step. Starting off with the hat held on chest with the right hand and left hand holding the skirt. Flip your hat to the right, extending your arms. Flip to the left and then front, and then place it on your head. 2 counts each. Figure 1. With the right hand on the brim of the hat, move hips back and forth to the right, 2 counts each, while bending a little.
Figure 2, with heels raised, execute mincing step. Do kumintang with the back of left hand under right elbow for 8 counts. Then, back of right hand under left elbow for 8 counts again. Face front first for 4 counts, then turn right for 4 counts. Same goes the other way. Front, 4 counts, then turn left and do a 4 count step. Do it twice.
For figure 3, execute mincing step. Take off hat with the right hand and turn it clockwise for 4 counts, and counterclockwise for 4 counts. Left hand on the skirt, do this 4 times, put back the hat at the last count.
To execute figure 4, first you need to min step. Then, execute kumintang. Body facing front, head and hands to the right, do it for 8 counts. A little lean to the left, same goes the other side, with a little lean to the right. Do it again for 8 counts. Then repeat it twice. Right hand on the hat at last count.
To execute figure 5, first you'll do a mincing step. Hold the hat with your right hand. From the head, slowly move it to the right for 8 counts. Head is also to the right. Then, bring the hat back to the head with the head facing front for 8 counts. The left hand is holding the skirt. And then do it twice.
For figure 6, start with a mincing step with heels raised. So that's like this. For the arms, facing front, but since you can see, I'll just face this way for now. Hats on front, arms extended, and then rotate hat to the left for 4 counts. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then another 4 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to do this for 16 counts. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Together with the mincing step, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then next, same step, mincing. First 4 counts is facing front. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, facing left. 5, 6, 7, 8. Then facing back. 8, 7, 6, 5 to the right. 4, 3, 2, 1. All together, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, facing front. 1, 2, 3, and left. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it for figure 6.
Still mincing, sway hat from right to left for 12 counts. Place it on the right shoulder with the crown showing and put it back on your head.
So for the step 8 or for the figure 8, you have to execute the mincing step by alternately placing your right hand on the brim of the hat while the left hand on your waist while turning left for 16 counts.
The left hand holds the skirt while the right hand holds the hat. With this, do waltz for 16 counts. So from close to up close and so on. And while doing that, the right hand which is holding the hat will swing it from the outwards to inwards. As you can see, it looks like an infinity sign.
As we continue with figure 9, women places their hat on their head and proceed with the last count, which consists of 8 counts. As the last count finishes, they should give a turn and pose to end.
Una, ilagay ang kanang paa sa harapan at sa kanan rin tayo sisimula. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, bow. Yun na ang unang step. Ang next step naman ay parang pinipeke mo lang ay yung paglakad. Parang ganito. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Ang kamay naman ay nakalagay sa bewang at ang ulo, kagaya ng count 1, 2, 3. Una ay nasa harapan, kanan, harapan at kaliwa. Parang ganito. 1, 2, 3, 1. Parang ganito. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Kung pagsasamahin-samahin ang lahat, ito ang kinilabasan. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, bow. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
For the third step, first, you need to always lean forward and bend your knees. Then in 4 counts, you hop with your right foot and forward your right hand while clapping the sticks towards your left. Then continue the same process 4 counts the left, but you use your left hand and foot. After that, in 8 counts, you go around the lady doing the same steps, 4 counts, alternate of hopping of foot and clapping of hands. Then, in 8 counts, doing the same step, but you stay on your position. Then 8 counts, still doing the same steps, but you spin around your position.
Next step is just a variation of the 2 steps that was demonstrated before. So let's start with the footwork, no? Left step, hop. Right step, hop. Then sa kamay, galing sa ilalim, ta, 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 ta. Tapos nakabend yung katawan natin, ta, 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 ta. So, ang mangyari nito, left is to left, right is to right. So, pag ipagsabay na natin yung dalawa, cha, 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 cha. So, ganon. So, sa sides, cha, 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 cha. Ganon.
On step 5, for male dancers, you have to do some snipping movement of your hands. And while doing it, you have to do some stomping with both of your feet like this. Those movements, you have to do it simultaneously. 1, okay, like this. You have to do it 16 times on the both sides. You have to start pointing your hands at the back on your left side, and then after doing it for 16 times, you have to do it on the back, on the right side as well. So that's it for our Philippine folk dance, Subli. And now let's proceed to another Philippine folk dance, which is Chavacano De Zamboanga, which will be reported by Carly.
Hi everyone, good day once again. I am your reporter for today, Carlina Sarito, for Chavacano De Zamboanga. So, based on the name itself, the folk dance Chavacano De Zamboanga originated and is a great representation of Zamboanga's culture. Zamboangueño songs reflect a lot of cultures as well. The songs of love illustrate the need for harana or the serenade of courtship and the limitations imposed on the expression of love by the norms of culture and tradition. Numerous Chavacano pieces have created at the Chavacano Song Festival. One of these activities during the Zamboanga Hermosa Festival is the Chavacano Song Festival Hermosa Festival Dance. Chavacano de Zamboanga songs and dances are derived primarily from Spanish or Liberian performances. Chavacano de Zamboanga folk dance is danced by one pair or a group of pairs wearing a mascota and a camisita Zamboangueña. For the nature of dance, a long list of necessary social graces is elaborated and regulated by the Zamboangueño courtship and traditions. So, The Chavacano de Zamboanga focuses on the traditional way of men courting women, where they show their love, compassion, affection, and dedication by impressing not only those ones they court, but also the family of the woman. Courtship etiquette, Zamboangan courtship traditions are elaborated and regulated by a long list of required social graces. For example, a perfectly respected Zamboangan gentleman caballero would not sit unless permitted to do so by the woman's parents. He then had to endure questions about his lineage, credentials, and occupation. Finally, the courtship curfew and the need to cultivate the goodwill of all the woman's family members were paramount considerations before any headway could be made in pursuing a Zamboangueño senorita's hand in marriage. Next is for the male costume. These are close-neck jackets, as they call camisita zamboangueña, the baston pants, and European-style shoes complete with a mustache, of course, since it is male. For the women, it is called mascota de Zamboanga, namely the corpiño, chemise, the candonga panuelo, the rengue upper garment, the obre falda, tapis, the cola, which is the lower garment, and the enaguas, which is the inner lining. So, as you can see, the very beautiful Miss Universe, no, Catriona Gray, is wearing a very beautiful mascota de Zamboanga in pink. For the music for Chavacano de Zamboanga, it consists of Philippine rondallas, which is piccolo, bandoria, laúd, the guitar ship octavina, mandola, guitarra, and double bass. So it is used to accompany several Hispanic influenced song forms and dances. So not only for Chavacano, but also Hispanic influenced songs, forms and dances. For the dance, so this is dance for an example for dance of Chavacano de Zamboanga. That would be all.